Fritz Aquatics. What's up? What's up? Welcome to episode 8 of my Nano Reef journey. Thank you so much for joining. Today's a big day. Today we are adding ammonia. That's right, straight ammonia, or better said, Fritz Aquatics Fishless Fuel into our tank. Is that a good idea? I don't know. It's hard. It was hard to find. We couldn't find it locally, so I had to order it. But honestly, I think it's one of the only ways to like legitimately and controllably start a fishless cycle with dry rock. Even though I have live sand and I got bacteria from the live rock in there and stuff, a little bit of live rock rubble. So we do have kind of like a little bit of a hybrid going on because we added the bacteria, the bottle bacteria, and we got live sand, and we got the seeded macro rock, and we got the rock rubble from a sump, a the deepest, darkest sump I could find, you know? So we got that going on for us. I'll tell you the reasons why we're adding ammonia to the tank in a little bit, but it's really just to kick off the nitrite and then nitrogen cycle, or we're kicking off the nitrogen cycle, which kicks off the nitrites, but then will develop into nitrates. So hopefully all that works out for us. Why are we doing that? We're doing all that because in just a couple days, that's right, less than 10 days is Skelly Fest. So I would love to buy a coral to a Skelly Fest. I don't have to. I always told myself I'm just gonna go buy dry goods. Like Two Little Fishies is gonna be there, so I really want to see Two Little Fishies and buy like mag floats. They have like some foods. I'm gonna go that way.
Chat. Sorry.
But yeah, there might be some like sick corals there, so might pick up a coral or two. But this is a young tank, so you know, zoas, maybe a mushy, that kind of thing. Later on in the episode, because of the fact that I want to make sure that that the ammonia we added worked, right? Because I actually don't know if it's gonna work. That ammonia in this tank will or should be at 2 ppm, so we got to check that. Hopefully it does, so we go to Strictly Fish because they have like a really nice they have a nice tester there, and I pick up something from there, which I'll show you guys later. It's gonna be pretty nice. And then I don't know, that's it. It's gonna be a quick video. This might last like 15 minutes, so it's really more of like a YouTube video. It's a little bit more edited, I think, than the last stream. I hope you guys like it. The first thing that I'm gonna show you is the Fritz Fishless Fuel, because that's how we started off the day, and then we do a little bit of maintenance on the tank. So this stuff was, you know, it finally got here. So let's go check it out.
So we searched far and wide locally, couldn't find this stuff. Did find it on Amazon, got it here in 2 days. The Fritz Fishless Fuel. This one's popular. Also, Dr. Tim's is pretty popular. The dosage on this is saying it wants 4 drops per gallon or 5 milliliters per 25 gallons. So I need to use this pipette in order to be able to dose 2 millimeters, right? Because according to my math, if it's 5 millimeters per 25 gallons divided by 5, that means that's 1 milliliter per every 5 gallons. I have 10 gallons. That means 2 milliliters. I think so. The moment of truth, I'm going to trust my math, which I know I shouldn't, but I will, because I think it was something like 72 drops, you know, for the amount of liquid that I had in my 13.5, but I don't really have 13.5 gallons. I have a little bit more than 10 gallons. So I figured if I'm just under 2 millimeters of this ammonia stuff, fishless fuel, I will be right within the 2 ppm ammonia that I should be reading once I get this here. So let's see if I got this first squeeze right. Let's see. Boom, right on the money, right under 2 millimeter. So hopefully this is good. Again, math isn't my number one My number one subject. Here goes nothing. Ready for that close-up? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. No, wait. Hold up. Let's get that super close-up. Yeah, that's what I like to see. So, at this point, I'm like, you know what? This is a lot. I'm putting a lot of whatever this liquid is in here. There's definitely enough liquid to affect this aquarium. And I guess it should be, right? Because it should affect the ammonia by 2 ppm. So there's only one way to find out if the job here with the fishless fuel is done, or if I overdid the job. And that's gonna be to test it in like an hour. So I'm gonna take that time and I'm gonna adjust here this little, what I found out is now a skimmer, supposedly. I've never had a tank that had one of these on there, and supposedly you can adjust this up or down and kind of get it. There you go. You see how the back little area here kind of starts dropping down? You're kind of creating a waterfall effect, which is in a sense skimming the top of the water. When I had first adjusted it earlier in the day, I had heard like water trickling, which was nice because I figured that's like kind of like when it's working perfect. But then here when I messed with it for the video, I couldn't really get it to really trickle. So I kind of struggle here a little bit to get it right. And then I almost overflowed the front of the tank because I wasn't letting enough water in to the back. You can see here the back container, the back compartment slowly lowering. And here I'm like, ah! Watch. Here it is. Oh, and there's the display kind of filling. And it's real sketchy because this, remember, this is in my studio. I'm right next to all my cameras. All right, so finally get it in place here. It's kind of skimming all nice. Got enough drop there. I'm thinking this little area here can probably use like a little filter foss. Probably add a little compartment there. And then I want to show you guys here what I was talking about with the heater. And how it doesn't really work, or how I wasn't really able to adjust the way the heater is placed based on the suction cup, because a couple of you were like, hey, just, you know, rotate the suction cups. But yeah, it doesn't really work that way. So I just put it back the way it was. Whatever, it's working. So, gonna button her up, put it all together here, clean her all up. And then right as I'm like, yeah, look how nice that looks, I notice the top doesn't really sit right. Oh, it's annoying. Just sit right. Oh, now the back is up. Well, I sit here wondering, is the ammonia working? Am I at 2.0 ppm? Do I even need this to complete my cycle? Should I be cycling with the lights on? I kind of really like it with the lights on, but I really don't want any algae. So I'm just waiting day and night for the cycle to complete. For the bacteria that I have seeded to now eat the ammonia, or eat the food in quotes, and freaking complete, or at least kick off this cycle. Why am I doing all this in the first place? Does any of this stuff even work? Did it work? Did I add enough? Did I overdo it? My mind does not allow me to relax. I need to know. Only one way to know, and that's testing the water. So I pull out my freshwater ammonia test kit from Ep.8 and I test. So I'm about to speed this up. but I really want to show you this perfect pour. I was nervous. I was on camera. I was like, probably could maybe nail it. Boom, nailed it. All right, let's speed it up. The instant I put that second part in, I noticed it was gelling up, and I shook it a little bit here to try to infuse it, and look at how milky and cloudy it got. This is supposed to be nice and clear. I had just used it on my freshwater like an hour ago, and it was fine. Look how gross. Look how nasty this stuff is. So whatever, hopefully it still works. I will leave it here for the 5 minutes and let it mature. And this is so cool because you can see it green up. And to me, you know, after 5 minutes, it looks like it's in that 2 to 4 range. Especially since it's cloudy, it's super hard to tell. But I'm like, man, is that 4? Did I mess it up? You know? Is it done? I don't know. Only one thing any logical person would do at this point. It was 6:05 p.m. So I searched Strictly Fish. Strictly Fish closes at 7 p.m. and it's 17-minute drive. Why go to Strictly Fish? Because they have one of these really nice aquaspin photometers. And I figure, why not get an accurate test? I really like Strictly Fish. I love their setup. They have a whole side for saltwater, and then they have a whole side for freshwater. I think they used to be like strictly freshwater fish, if I'm not wrong. They have a good selection of plants and all that kind of good stuff. I also called here the other day for their checkers, the Hannah checker. So they have that in stock. They have these really neat kind of small fish tanks that are just ready to go with a price tag on them. And they have a gorgeous display tank, along with all the Finding Nemo fish you could want, and a good coral selection at a reasonable price. They're going to be at Skelly Fest, which I'm excited for. That's August 16th, so it's like less than 10 days away. Cannot wait. And that's really why kind of I don't want to say I'm rushing, but I'm definitely pushing the limits of a fishless cycle. And that is the reason for the ammonia, for the bacteria, for the live sand, for the extra rock. I'm trying to do all the things correct, right? And as quickly as I can. I mean, that's our goal. That's everybody's goal, right? So hopefully with this, you can maybe create a recipe. Let's call it a VRS recipe for how to make it all happen. You know, let's see if this is it. So I have all these test kits for my freshwater aquarium, but you know, not all things are created equal. So I bought at Strictly Fish my first Hannah checker, a handheld colorimeter. That's right. It comes in this fancy ass box, and look how sciencey it looks. And I was gonna get into this right away, but then I started reading the instructions and I was like, man, it's gonna take a little bit of time. I don't really need to check calcium right now, so I think this is for the next episode. I think this is gonna be the next episode, how to use the Hannah checker. That'll be fun, and then I'll show you one of my other tanks. So that's it for this episode. That's it. 10 minutes. I don't know, 20 minutes, 15 minutes. It was quick, easy, in, out, kind of like a YouTube episode. Hopefully this hits the algorithm better. Who knows? On the next episode, episode 9, we are going to be talking about an addition to the tank. We're going to be talking about an addition to the tank. I might also tour you a little bit about Chris Stewart's tank. I'm going to his house tomorrow, so hopefully I can film a little bit and then, you know, show you what's up there. And I don't know. I'm trying to think. Oh, I'm gonna go to VIP aquariums down south. I'm gonna go check them out. Hopefully, I can send you or show you a little bit of video there. Yeah. And then episode 10 will be install of said item. Maybe. And maybe I'll order something else. Who knows? Who knows? What'll happen on episode 8 of my Nano Reef journey. Thanks so much for watching this far. If you did watch this far, thank you. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Oh yeah, I forgot to say, if you have ideas or whatever you want to do, whatever it is you feel like is a good idea, hit me up on the low and we'll figure this out, because I think this has like potential to be different things, and I want it to be your thing, your ideas. Let's do it.